This is Jay Bradley with Creepy Encounters. We are back in northwest Wisconsin. We're near the banks of the Chippewa River. It is early fall 2021. I have set up static cameras for a new investigation. And this white object that you see here in the center of your screen is what we're going to further analyze in this video. Let's take a look at the footage. I'll direct your attention to that red arrow. You will see a small white object rise up from the edge of the river right there. It will then move to the left, and then it will start to spin around right there, move back to the right. It'll course its way through the leaves and some of these saplings, then move off to the left through the center of frame, and then leave here at far left of frame. Let's take a look at that again. I've now zoomed in. We're going to take a closer look at this white object as it rises up from the edge of the Chippewa River, moves vertically, kind of bounces its way through the leaves and those saplings. It will drop back down, then move to the left, do a counterclockwise turn, move back to the right, and then it moves off to the left and disappears at left of frame. Let's take a look at this just one more time as it rises up and then moves its way through the foliage above, then moves back down again, off to the left, counterclockwise turn, moves to the right, and then off to the left it goes and disappears out of frame. I've gone ahead and zoomed in on the object. We'll freeze frame it right here to study it. You see it has a head or body region and two legs, if you want to call them that. Then as you see it moves off to the left, sun angle changes a little bit. It appears to be even somewhat translucent at this point before it disappears at left of frame. Let's take a look at this again. Let's take another look at this object, and it reminds me a lot of something that I filmed back in August of 2020 that I refer to as the Tendril entity. In that footage, you see these two appendages rise up from the edge of the river, then fall back again, hidden behind the ground cover. And it's in the same spot. So we have two appendages on this object, two on the Tendril entity. Is there a connection? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that footage of the Tendril entity, and then we'll compare the two and do some further analysis after we look at this footage from August of 2020. I placed a red arrow right at the bank of the tree line. You will see these tendrils rise up and fall back right there. Let's look at that again. Tendrils will rise up in the air. This is at 30 frames per second and disappear. Let's look at that a third time. Right there. I'm going to zoom in and get a closer view of this. And you'll see that this is at, again, normal 30 frames per second. And again, and for a third time. Put it in slow motion. You'll see them fall back and disappear behind the foliage. That's the river in the background. Look at this in slow motion again. You also note as it starts to disappear, look in the foliage, you'll see a silver flash. I'm going to place an arrow there. Get an idea of where that location is. And you'll see the flash right there as it disappears. Also, I've noticed other flashes in videos I have made at this location, and this one appears right before the Tendril entity shows up. Zoomed in a little bit more, tip of that red arrow, there's the flash. A few seconds later, the Tendril entity appears, and a little bit closer, there's the flash there. And you're going to see another flash that occurred 1 minute and 15 seconds before the Tendril entity actually appeared in this location. Actually, it's almost in exactly the same spot where the Tendril entity appeared. We're going to look at this several times and then I will zoom in. to get a closer look. It just flashes and appears to move vertically, straight up and out of sight. Zoom in, get a little bit closer look at this. Right there. Let's look at it a second time. There. And for a third time. Now let's look at it in slow motion. We'll look at this 3 times. As I mentioned earlier, I have numerous videos with these flashes. Most of them are kind of silver or white in color. You will see those in future videos. And one more time. And again, this is 1 minute and 15 seconds prior to the appearance of the tendril entity itself. I have inserted a picture of what I will now refer to as the ghost tendril entity. When you compare it to the tendril entity at the tip of that red arrow, they both indeed have a single pair of appendages. Also, both objects appeared on camera at the same location, although at different times of the year. Is the ghost tendril entity an immature form or offspring from the tendril entity? It is mere speculation at this point as to whether these objects are naturally known life forms or are they something more mysterious. Are they life forms that have not yet been described by science that appear to haunt the forests of Wisconsin? There are many more questions than answers as I continue to capture a multitude of strange objects on camera at this paranormal hotspot near the banks of the Chippewa River. Feel free and share your thoughts, observations, and analysis of what you've seen in the ghost tendril entity or any other of my paranormal caught on camera videos at creepyencounters.com. Thanks.